local, late breaking. This is WDSU News at 10.
All right, well, tonight is the presidential primary right here in Louisiana. As expected, Democratic and Republican voters have chosen President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump to go head-to-head in November. Nearly 150 ballot items for voters to decide today in southeast Louisiana. Our crews have been monitoring several contentious races on the North Shore today. We're going to begin at the watch party of DA-elect for St. Tammany and Washington Parish's Colin Sims. Elizabeth Kubel is live there with the latest. And Elizabeth, I imagine an excited crowd there tonight.
People in particular, I would have imploded pretty much for the last 9 years, but for Melanie Bro and Vince Salter from Maggio. To tell the two of you that I love you is an understatement. Vince, I met as a prosecutor. I tried his last case before he retired with DEA. Melanie got shuffled around at some point to work with me, and just forever grateful. And so, thank you, really, so much for everything. Law enforcement guys. Tommy, I'm gonna go ahead and include your wife, Susan Williams. Randy Fandle, Mike Farrell, Barney Turney, Todd Schlimm. You guys stepped out there and we battled back against others. And look, good guys win sometimes. I said Miss Lisa. Thank you. My son corrected me. If I didn't say Miss Lisa Murphy, I think I did. John Schroeder and Sharon Hewitt, if you're out there. You guys have given me so much advice. I am not a politician, and two experienced politicians really helped me out. And Mr. Nungasser also stepped out there for me and didn't care. And randomly we met at a parade, and he met my wife, and it was just, we had a great conversation, and thank you very much for sticking with me. I appreciate it. The Jenko family, if you're out there, thank you for taking a risk. Mr. Frankie Crosby, Tiffany Ciprian, who was annihilated online, but thank you. My friends. In my life, my friends have been my family. And for those of you who have been with me since I was 4, 6, 8, and 10, 12, Ron, the top of that hair is getting taller. I love you. But man, it is one of the, when we first started this election, and there were, you know, my 6th grade grammar school teacher, my speech teacher, Miss LaCour, is leaving messages at the office. It's been an amazing experience. Politics is not something I want to have to do anytime soon again, but it is amazing. Mike Cooper, thank you for also coming as well. The Burns family for sticking with me. Not easy. What we do is not easy. And I'm going to go a couple more thank yous here. Sorry. My family. Cousins, uncles, aunts.
All right, a very excited and elated Colin Sims there in his victory speech tonight after a long and contentious race for the district attorney seat there on the North Shore, covering St. Tammany Parish and Washington Parish, is thanking all those who endorsed him, his friends and family, and all his supporters. Also, we are right now heading over to the watch party of Colin Sims' challenger, Vincent Wynn. That's where we find WDSU reporter Courtney Williams, and Courtney, Wynn conceded about an hour ago.
That's right, Sulla. Well, things didn't go as planned for Vincent Wynn, but he tells me he is still committed to being there for the people of this town that he has known and loved for all of his life. I want you all to go ahead and take a look at this video here on your screen. You'll see just what took place here at this campaign party. People were in good spirits. He was surrounded by his friends, family, and supporters when he came out to say things didn't turn out the way he had hoped, but he's grateful for the experience and feels he fought a good fight. Now, he thanked God, his family, and the great people of this town for supporting him him for each and everything he's done. Here's what he had to say tonight.
I have enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed the people that are around me. Thank you very much, Sheriff, for supporting me. Randy's here. Thank you. Always been a big supporter and a friend. So I love you guys. I wish I had better news, but it just didn't work out. And we love you. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it.
Now, shortly before Wynn came out to speak with us, he did tell us that he spoke with Sims and he wishes him well in his future position as district attorney. And Wynn jokingly added that he won't be running for any more political offices in the near future, and he's going to enjoy this time with his family. For now, reporting live in Covington, Courtney Williams, WDSU News.
All right, Courtney, thank you. Let's also go over to Mandeville now. Clay Madden, the incumbent, is projected to reclaim his mayoral seat. He beats challengers Jeff Lyons and Billy Rosenthal. WDSU reporter Jonah Gilmore is in Mandeville with the details on this race. Jonah?
Well, so there were no big watch parties tonight. I spoke with those candidates. They all tell me they just wanted to spend the night with their families and watch those results come in. As you just said there, the projected winner is Clay Madden. Now, we spoke to those men today. All men campaigned on different issues, but have one common goal, or keep pushing Mandeville forward. Now, the campaign has been a little heated, including a lawsuit that was shot down earlier this week. WDSU reached out to all of the candidates, and we were able to speak with Mr. Lyons moments ago. He says that he's proud of the campaign he's ran.
I'm feeling fantastic. John, I'm telling you, I'm happy. I'm happy as can be. I'm happy with this campaign. I'm happy with what we've been able to do. You know, grassroots effort, family to family, house to house. You know, we standing up, giving people a choice.
Now, I just spoke with the incumbent mayor, Mandeville mayor, on the phone. We'll be heading there to get an interview with him shortly after this live shot. But we're live in Mandeville tonight. Jonah Gilmore, WDSU News.
All right, Jonah, thank you. And the people of Madisonville also elected a mayor tonight. Mayor Jean Pilote is projected to win his third term as mayor of the town of Madisonville. He served on the council for 7 terms before being elected as the mayor. He beats his Republican challenger, John Brewster, who was making his first big run for public office. His motto was, "It is time for a change." A big mayoral race over in Tangipahoa Parish as well. Ponchatoula gets their first new mayor in 10 years. Republican Wesley Daniels is projected to win the mayor's seat in Ponchatoula. Daniels received an overwhelmingly majority of the votes over his opponents Jerry Miller Jr. and Arden Wells. Another blowout race out there in Ponchatoula. Incumbent Bry Larison is projected to be elected as chief of police, beating his opponent in that race. And of course, we have complete election coverage for you and results on our website right now at WDSU.com and also on our free WDSU mobile app. All right, LSU Tigers gymnastics took over the big stage in the Big Easy tonight. LSU tweeted this picture and caption for their victory in the Smoothie King Center. And the big news is being celebrated as it should be. WDSU sports reporter Kendall Duncan joins us with what comes next in a big celebration. That's just awesome news.
Absolutely. And Sulla, I'll tell you, the city of New Orleans has been good luck to the LSU Tigers recently. Of course, the football team won a national championship in the Superdome back in 2020, but a few months prior to that, the LSU gymnastics team won their 3rd consecutive conference title in the Smoothie King Center. And tonight, history would repeat itself 5 years later in the SKC because LSU Gym is once again on top of the SEC. The Tigers scoring a 198.075 to win its 5th SEC title in program history. 5 Tigers took home individual titles, including All-American Haley Bryant, who won the all-around. Tonight marks LSU Gymnastics' first conference championship since legendary gymnastics head coach Dee Bro retired. Now the Tigers await their postseason fate. We'll find out who and where the Tigers will be competing in regionals Monday at noon in the selection show.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Kendall. Good for them. And success for one LSU team and tensions for another. Women's basketball head coach Kim Mulkey is fired up about an upcoming national article about her. During her media availability on Saturday, Mulkey used her time during the opening statement, part of the Q&A, to address what she says is an upcoming article in the Washington Post about her and her team. The national championship head coach called the article a hit piece.
I'm fed up. And I'm not going to let the Washington Post attack this university, this awesome team of young women I have, or me without a fight. I've hired the best defamation law firm in the country, and I will sue the Washington Post if they publish a false story about me.
At this time, the content of the upcoming article is unknown. Sports reporter Kendall Duncan will have more on LSU's actual game coming up later on in sports tonight. Well, happening right now, New Orleans police are looking for 2 suspects accused of targeting local hotels and stealing items from meeting rooms. You can see here those suspects are on your screen right now. These photos released by police. Anyone with information on either of these people, they're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 822-1111. We have more election coverage for you right after the break, including your new leaders in Grand Isle and Independence. Here's a look now at more election results in your area.